I want to touch our National Heritage Park. We cry a lot of crocodile tears when national monuments are torn down, yet we do nothing. We do absolutely nothing to help the Monument Fund. We stand by and see the National Heritage Park being ripped away from under the feet of Seamark and the St. Maarten Museum. I'm trying to figure out. In 2021, all of them came together. The library, Philipsburg Jubilee Library, Seamark, and the museum. And I can recall they were going to build the National Heritage Park, where all of them would have had their place, their home, and they were going to add on a few things. I think one of the things they wanted to add on was that they were going to build a 500-seat auditorium, something that we need badly in this country. We have NIA and other dance schools, and they're fighting in the cultural center to put on a show because big stages cost big money. We had the opportunity. It was worked out. And in 2021, the St. Maarten National Heritage Foundation and Museum and Seamark got a letter informing them that their previously agreed on working relationship to together venture into the National Heritage Park is no longer so. I don't understand that the government that for the past 4 years has been celebrating Emancipation Day in grand style and always crying when a monument was damaged, stood by and did nothing. And don't tell me you can't do something. The lands where the library is on are domain lands. And I think the government should have pulled a page out of the St. Rose Arcade book. And look how the St. Rose Arcade took domain lands, transformed it with a business plan. Say what you want about Michel Soons. Transformed it, built the St. Maarten Home and the Sister Basilia Center in St. John's Estate, and they have been supplemented with income that is generated in the St. Rose Arcade. Say what you want, but that's how things are able to be done. We have a prime piece of land where the library is, a prime piece. You could do it over there if you so desire, because there's a school right next door. The problem I have with that location is there's no parking. There's no parking there. So maybe you make a swap with the government of St. Maarten and you go to where the post office is, and over there you build this National Heritage Park. You have right next door coming the new Parliament building, the High Councils, and you have 500 parkings. You have to work in synchronization to use your assets as good as you can. I don't understand why they couldn't do this. You can talk to APS that they build everything for us because they have money, they're liquid. They can build the new Parliament building, the High Council's buildings, the libraries, all of these things. And they are monthly paid rent, where we rent to purchase. And 20 years from now, 25 years from now, we will own all those buildings and we would have saved a significant amount of money on rental. But for one reason or the other, egos are running wild and we are destroying what we have. I spoke once about the courthouse, and I said I do not understand why the justice wing cannot talk to APS, use part of the parking lot, or like the original intention was to take up the TLM building, have TLM built someplace else, and put the justice wing behind there. All these plans exist. All of them exist. And that way, you free up the courthouse in town, and you make that your national museum and your archaeological center, if you so desire. But do something. We're not doing anything. We're just looking on, and we're allowing third parties to tell us what's going to happen in the country. Now I understand why third parties do this, because government all too often behaves as a lame duck. But there are things we need to do to get this country back on track. That is one of them. I don't want to hear people talking about, oh, our heritage, oh, our culture, oh, our monuments. Talk about it for what? You ain't doing the damn thing about it anyway. How much money did we put in the budget? Nothing. I am nearly convinced that we have hardly done anything for the Monumental Council so that we can have a monumental fund to help people in this country that have monuments, to help them repair it and bring it up to par. Because we can stand by and let them be deteriorated and then say, well, you can't build nothing there anyway because it's a monument, but you're not helping them. Take a page out of the book of Curacao, how they have used their monument fund and funds from all over the world to rebuild Utrabanda with all its monuments, to build Punda with all its monuments. Take a page out of theirs. Call Herman George. Ask him how he did a lot of those things. Do that if you all don't know what to do. I believe that J. Harrison and them need to have more attention given than just a meeting in Parliament. There needs to be a committee called and put in charge of the whole rebuilding of the Jubilee Library, the museum, and the archaeological center. The trust fund has a member on it that's in the steering committee, and this needs to be reviewed. We talk about resiliency. Resiliency is not only making a strong roof. Resiliency is building your people. Let them know where they came from, what we stand for. That too is resiliency. Come on, man. You're all fighting a museum. You're all fighting an archaeological location. I mean, come on. What is wrong with us? I cannot comprehend. Honestly, I am trying my utmost to understand why we do this. Honestly, I'm trying, but I can't. I really, really, really can't. The problem, Julian, is not who heads them. We all know who head them. We all know who heads the library. They have a board. They have been having trouble. They have been fighting each other. We have the museum. They got them cramped up there on Front Street in one of those places there. One of those little small huts there across one of the notaries. And you have J. Harrison got his stuff in a container. Because the location they had, they don't have anymore. I mean, if this doesn't say something to us, then I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. Maya, again, I have given you an option what to do. I hope you all are listening and that you all start thinking a little more advanced than only saying it's my way or the highway. Because that's what a lot of these ministers are doing right now.